I need more Touhou's. It's been too long since Touhou's had computer issues and previous game also had making games hard. Let's do something called Eternity. It's a rugby thing again. Hello, Rugby, good old friend. Rugby's a good name. It's a good name, Rugby. Rugby. Eternity, Eternity. It's a haunted mansion. But it's not the thing. As you can find, I think it's one of the things fun. Let's get bunch that up a little bit. Let's bunch up that text speed to a bit more. Let's begin. One night during another party at the Hakurai Shrine, saw the need to step away from our friends, drunken addicts, for a moment. There they go again. I can't even talk to them when they're like this. They're going to get alcohol poisoning someday. Actually, knowing Reimu-san's luck, maybe she can just drink however much she wants. Yeah, probably. It's the magic stuff. But maybe I should be worried about Marissa. Don't worry. She's fine. Probably. Should be worried, actually. The Oni always drink so much. I guess they can't get alcohol poisoning. Lucky bastards. I wonder if Yokai in general can't get alcohol poisoning. Or if it's just Oni. It's magic stuff. Sakura-san, are you by yourself? Oh, both of them have the same voice. Fuck, I fucked up. Oh, Sanae-san. I didn't come by myself. Lady Uramilia is over there drinking with the Oni. She said she wanted to test the limits of her tolerance today. So just to make sure she can reliably get home, I decided to not drink anything. Who knows how drinking that much will affect her. So then you're like the designated driver. What's that? It's an outside world term. When a group of people go somewhere where they'll probably get drunk, there's one person who doesn't drink. So that there's at least one person to make sure everyone else in the group gets home. Yes, I guess I would be that then. You usually don't drink anything, right, Sanae-san? Yes, I don't really like drinking. How come? Well, in the outside world, I was considered not old enough to be allowed to drink alcohol. Yes, I do remember something like that existing in a lot of places. Oh, right, you're from the outside world too. Yes, so are Milady and the rest of the mansion. But we've been here so long, we are long since separated from that time. Right, I guess it's been a pretty long time for me. Kaneko-sama and Sawako-sama as well. Long enough that you're old enough to drink now. Oh, I guess so. I don't know, I still don't really want to. Why is that? Well, sure, I'm old enough now, technically. It isn't good for you, you know? And, well, I've seen what drinking does to some people. I had family members who didn't really carry themselves well after drinking. I just don't really want to be a part of that, I suppose. Which is totally fine. If you don't want to drink, that's fine. At a party, expect to be asked, like, hey, come on, let's drink. First time you refuse, it's like just accept that drunk people want offer drinks because it's a party. Say no, and that's it. If they keep pushing, then you can get angry because you know that's fine. Then they don't respect your boundaries. They're too drunk to respect boundaries and shit like that. Family from the outside world, you mean? Yes, family from before I came to Gensokyo. I had an uncle that I would see sometimes. He drank a lot and would often lash out at my parents when he was drunk, which was often. Well, I doubt it was just because of the alcohol, but he didn't live the best life. My dad really wanted to help him, since he was his brother. But no matter what my dad tried, it just never got through to him. I wonder what happened to him, this many years later. I'm sorry you and your family had to go through that. Oh, thank you. I mean, it's been so long. Long since separated from that time, like you said. I guess so. Do you ever miss your life from the outside world, Sanae-san? And also, it's kind of just weird to see the sans. The Touhou things usually don't have that. But, like, it's part... it's just weird. It just feels weird. I don't know why. I read a ton of manga where they all use the sans and chans, things like that. But it feels weird here for some reason. Why does it feel weird for Touhou for me? I don't know. No. I'm committed to Kaneko-sama, Soko-sama, and the Mori Shrine. wouldn't have left everything behind if I was going to have regrets. Did you not like your life before Gensokyo? Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I loved my parents. They gave me the best life they were able. However, I was dedicated to my faith, to Kaneko-sama and Suwako-sama, but I do still think about them, though. About my parents, I mean. Sometimes I wonder how they felt when they realized I was gone. I honestly can't even imagine how much I must have hurt them. You know, as silly as it sounds, sometimes I think about what I would say if I could talk to them one more time. I think that's only natural. They must have been nice people. Oh yes, I love my parents very much. I pray they're still doing well. What about you, Saku-san? Do you ever miss the outside world? Or your family? I still have my family. The residents of the mansion are the best family I could ask for. Oh, I mean like your parents. I see. It's been... I don't even really keep track exactly anymore. But no, I don't really think about my parents. Were you not close? You could say that. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. No, don't worry about that. It's just been so long since it's crossed my mind. It's not abnormal in Gensokyo, I suppose. But I'm much older than I appear. I've lost track, but I'd say I've been alive for 300 years at least. What? But you look my age. My ability. It gives me control over time. So I can manipulate the speed at which things age. Including myself. Well, that's fucking convenient. That's incredible. So you can live forever? Yes. At least I won't die of old age so long as I choose to keep myself from getting older. I could still get my head chopped off and I'd probably die. Or something like that. Yeah, good luck that she controls time so you can never get closer. I see. You seem confused. No, it's just, well, how do I say this? When I became a living god, I also stopped aging. So I guess I'll also live forever. That's just always felt weird to me. So it surprised me that you would choose to never age, to be alive for so long. It feels weird to you? Why do you choose to not age, Saku-san? For Emilia-san, since she's immortal? That's why I do it now, absolutely. But it wasn't why I started. Really? Does my past interest you? Oh, well, I just feel we're in similar positions. So I was curious. I see. Well, it's a bit of a long story. But it seems Milady won't be done with anytime soon, so I have time. If listening to me to go on and on is alright with you. I don't mind at all. Very well. Let's see. As I mentioned, I've been alive a long time, at least 300 years. So this was hundreds of years ago. I was born in a small village. When I was still pretty young, my mother died from an illness. I don't really remember her very well. I think after that, my father started getting angry very often. I would normally try to avoid him when he was like that. But one night he came home suddenly in a fit of rage. I didn't really have the chance to hide myself somewhere. He started taking out on me. He yelled at me, backed me into a corner of the room, and held up his fist. I remember, when I saw his fist flying towards me, I closed my eyes. And then, in that instant, it felt like time had slowed down until I felt the world had just stopped. Complete silence. It felt like there was no air to breathe. I opened my eyes and saw my father's fist, frozen in place, maybe a fingernail's length from my face. I'll admit, a lot of the details from this time are fuzzy, but I've never forgotten that image of his motionless fist, so close to my eyes. I just sat there for a bit, until I finally got out of the way and ran to the other side of the room. I sat there in that motionless world, my father just frozen in place, ready to hit an empty corner of the room. Until suddenly the world started back up. I felt air. The sounds of the night suddenly hit my ears again, and I heard my father punch the wall he had backed me into and yell in pain. It's obvious now, of course, but what I didn't fully understand at the time was that What felt like so long to me was instantaneous to him. It looked like I had just disappeared. And then he saw me on the other side of the room, and his anger turned to what I assume was fear. He told me to never show this to anyone ever again, never speak of it again, forget it ever happened. And so I did, for years. It feels so strange thinking back on it now, but at that time, I simply listened to him since he was my father. I remember him acting strange with me from then on. He was always wary of me, afraid of me, like I was a monster. That went on for years, until much later, when my village was attacked by some kind of creature. Everyone attempted to flee, including my father and I, but we ended up in the line of sight of the monster. When we were cornered, and it was about to attack me, even though I had tried covering it up for so long, as if on instinct, I stopped time, just like the moment with my father. The world froze. The monster, my father, everyone trying to get away, was motionless. I just stood there for what felt like forever, until I grabbed the knife my father was holding, and I stabbed the monster. I took another weapon held by a nearby person and did the same, and another, until the monster appeared covered in weapons. And then the time proceeded again. As far as anyone could tell, the beast was suddenly covered in weapons and fell instantly with me standing over it. I took my father's knife from out of the creature's flesh, and I just stood there until I heard my father say something. "You monster! What are you?" I turned towards him, and I saw his horrified stare. He screamed, "Stay away! Don't come closer! I don't want to die!" And then I just ran away, as far as I could. I had nowhere to go. I wasn't running to anywhere in particular. I guess I just felt like I had to run. I kept running until I couldn't carry myself anymore, and I collapsed. That's when I made my first conscious decision to stop time, simply to give myself a moment to recover. For a while after that, I simply roamed around and lived off the land. I found my power made hunting for food quite easy in particular, and I realized that I could use my power to speed up my body's healing process. I could quickly heal my injuries or sicknesses. It was also during that time that I stumbled across a town, and I found what you could call wanted posters. It was bounties for monsters, and I took them. All of them. I found and killed all of them using my power. Maybe it was my way of lashing out at the world, like an act of defiance. But I decided that this was what I wanted to do. I decided that I would kill every monster in the world, no matter how long it took. That's when I thought of a new way I could potentially use my power. My time may be limited naturally, but what if I could extend it? Or rather, freeze it? Then I would have all the time in the world. As I traveled killing monsters, I practiced using my power on myself in many ways. Healing myself, slowing or speeding up my digestion, speeding up my reflexes until I felt ready. Unfortunately, as you might imagine, it was hard to test. But as I went about the next some years, I realized my body wasn't aging. I had done it. I had all the time I could ever need now. Well, there you have it. That's why I first decided to stop myself from aging. I'm so sorry, Sakura-san. I don't know what to say. I don't know how anyone could go through all of that. Knowing you today, I would have never have guessed. Yes, I was pretty reckless back then. Honestly, it's hard to believe it myself. The person I once was, I mean. It's as if I was purely driven to prove the world wrong. Nothing else mattered. What do you mean by prove the world wrong? I think maybe killing monsters made me feel like I wasn't one. Like I wasn't one. Like a self-righteous quest to prove I was a human and on the side of humans. Though I bet on the outside I must have seemed like the least human around. It wasn't the best way to live, truthfully. I don't know what would have happened if I never met my lady. And how did you meet her? Well, after so long and so many kills, I had become pretty well known for killing monsters. In particular, I was known for being able to kill vampires. A normal human could never hope to do that. You even hunted vampires? Certainly. Vampires are a type of monster, after all. And one day, I found myself in a town whose citizens were fearful of a certain vampire in a nearby mansion. At the time, I never would have guessed what would happen next. When I entered that mansion ready to kill yet another monster, she was there, standing in the foyer, as if she knew I was coming. You seem strong for a human. It is strange that you would want to throw away your life like this. Seems like a waste. But I suppose I have never really understood humans. You all can be quite illogical. I tried fighting her like any other vampire, but somehow nothing was enough. She was unlike anything I had ever seen. It was as if I was fated to lose. Ah, that is such an interesting ability you have. You certainly are not an ordinary human. It is as if you are teleporting, but I think there's more to that than that. Am I correct? She was just talking to me, as if nothing out of the ordinary was happening. Yes, you are a very interesting human. I will let you work for me. What? Oh, so you do speak. Excellent. I was wondering how we would be able to communicate. Why would I? It should not be difficult to understand. Since you quenched a little bit of my boredom today, I will let you choose. Leave, be killed, or serve me. It doesn't particularly matter to me what you choose, but you interest me. That is why I am giving you the third option. And I just couldn't help but reply earnestly. I can control time. That's my ability. I freeze time and then move around. That's why it looks like I teleport. Oh, that is very interesting indeed. You would be able to get a lot done so quickly with that kind of power. My name is Remelia Scarlet, the strongest vampire in the world. You will be... Sakuya. Sakuya Izayoi. I think that name suits you perfectly. I noticed you weren't able to heal your injuries very quickly, Sakuya. I assume that is because of your ability. Then let us get you to work right away. There is a lot that needs to be done. It's a little hard to explain, but Milady made me feel accepted, like I never had before. You feel like you really owe her a lot, don't you? I do. That's why I still don't let myself age. Milady accepted me. She changed my fate. It would take countless lifetimes to repay her. I see. I'm glad that you were able to meet her. I mean, when you put it like that, it makes perfect sense. Why you'd want to have eternal life, just like she does. Then, I trust I satisfied your curiosity. Oh, yeah, thank you. I know there are some people who would say that being alive for so long is like a curse. For some people, living with trauma, bad decisions, difficult emotions is exhausting, unbearable even. They can leave scars, and scars don't ever go away completely, by their very nature. Being alive not only means living with those scars, but getting more. And being alive forever means an endless cycle of acquiring and living with more and more scars. I can see the idea of that making someone terrified. Eternity is fundamentally inhuman, after all. But when it comes to scars, I think with enough time, you can learn to live with them. You can learn to manage the pain. You can learn to use those scars to make yourself a better person. That's a really good outlook, in a way. And the more time you have, the more time you have to learn that. And also more time to encounter good things to make learning that easier. At least that's how I see it. Sakuya-san, thank you. Of course. I can't remember the last time I talked about myself so much. Thank you for listening. Of course, thank you for sharing. Looks like Milady has finally passed out. I suppose I should get her home. Next time you should tell me more about yourself. Make it even. If you're interested, then I wouldn't mind at all. I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Sane-san. Thank you, Sakuya-san. You too. Sakuya-san. You're even stronger than I thought. Learn to live with it. Learn to manage it. Make myself a better person. I think I'll try that. The end. Well, that was a nice little discussion. Conversation thingy. That was good. Exploring things. And stuff like that. Good stuff. I like that. That was neat. That was good stuff. Okay, bye. The eternity did last very long, but that's good. Okay, bye. Seriously? What?